What's up guys, Steve Chambers coming at you with another video. Today what I'm going to be doing is going through a mobility session for our hips and lower back. I know a lot of us have been sitting lately, including myself, and from someone that usually stands all day for their job, that can be pretty rough on those hip flexors, which is going to lead to causing some low back pain and hip pain. So what I'm going to be doing is taking you guys through 2 activation drills to warm up and then 5 easy stretches. Should take about 10 minutes or so. Let's get started. So first thing we're gonna do is what's called a leg lift. Now we're gonna be doing 2 sets of each activation drill. So for the first thing, the leg lift, there is a regression. Now, if you feel like you can't do the drill I'm about to show you, all you're gonna do is grab a stool or a chair. You're gonna sit on it just like this. And then while keeping the chest up, we're just gonna lift the legs like that. Otherwise, we're gonna be doing it off the floor. The other activation drill we're going to be doing is a single leg glute bridge. Now, if you feel like you can't do a single leg glute bridge, that is fine. All you're going to do is a regular glute bridge with 2 feet on the floor. So first thing is that leg lift. So what we're going to do is just sit on our butt and we're going to try to keep our chest nice and high. That's the most important thing about this, and try not to let it dip down. So we're going to keep the chest nice and high and we're just going to lift each leg 10 times. And making sure we squeeze that hip flexor at the top every time. And 10, and then other side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now we're going to go into a single leg glute bridge. So for this one here, a lot of people when they do the single leg glute bridge, they put a leg up like that. What I actually want you guys to do is pull the knee into your chest. So you're just going to pull the knee into the chest like so, then push up and back down, and we're going to do 8 of these. If you are doing double leg, you're going to do 16 reps, okay? 4, and just try to get a good glute squeeze every time. If you are feeling this in the lower back, it does usually mean you're not ready for this. So just keep that in mind. And good, switch sides. Five, 6, 7, and 8. Perfect. So we're going to go right back into that leg lift just one more time. And remember, we're just using this to activate that hip flexor and build strength there before we stretch it out and to warm it up properly. So we're here, same thing, keep the chest up and try not to let the chest dip as you lift. 7, 8, 9, and 10. The first few times you do this, you might get some cramping in the quad, so that is completely normal, just to give you a heads up. Same thing on the other side, keep the legs straight. Try not to let the chest dip the whole time. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Perfect. And then just back into that single leg glute bridge one more time. So 8 aside of that. Pulling the knee into the chest. So same thing. I'm here. Lift up, push. 2. And this is just going to get those glutes, hamstrings fired up, working with the lower back. And good. Switch sides. And good. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is go into a cat-cow. And what this is going to do is just take our whole back through a full range of motion. So I'm only looking to do 8 of each way, and we're going to go into extension and flexion. So you're just going to get into all 4s, just like this. And then we're going to tuck the chin, push the upper back up and push the hips through. Get a good squeeze. Then we're going to arch the back, push the butt back, and then look up. The key is just to go super slow through each one. We're just trying to find where we're at in our spine right now, how tight everything is. And just remember not to force anything that is not there. That's 5, we've got 3 more. Really pushing through the shoulders on that last one, getting that nice tucked chin, and then pull those shoulders down and look up. All right. So once we're done that, we're going to go into a side stretch with the lunge. So this is going to be for the groin and the hip flexor at the same time. So it's going to pull through here and through the groin on this side. So we're just going to be doing 8 a side. So all you're going to do is push through and then back. And we're just looking to keep the belly button forward. Now, if you feel like you can't do this and you need support, you can put your hand on your leg. That's completely fine. And 8. Perfect. Other side. And make sure, with everything we're doing today, we're just looking to take everything through a range that we have. We're not looking to get anything we don't have, okay? We're just looking to open everything up. 2. And if you look, knees straight forward, foot's pointed straight out. As much as you can. 6, 7, and 8. Perfect. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to go into a glute stretch. So what I want you guys to do is put your front leg in front of you at 90 degrees, just like so. And then your back leg can just be back there at 90 degrees if possible. If you find that too hard to hold, just pull that back leg in. And now all we're going to do is lean forward over that leg, over the center of the foot, while keeping the chest up, and just hold that about 15 seconds. Just focus on your breathing the whole time. And good, and just switch sides. So same thing. We're just gonna have that front leg at about 90 degrees, the back leg at 90, and if you can't hold that 90, just pull the back leg in. That's completely fine. And we're just gonna lean over that front leg. Try not to round the lower back too much. Keep that chest nice and high. And perfect. So next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna lay flat on our back, and we're gonna be doing some knee holds. Now we're gonna be doing 2 sets of about 10 seconds a side. Now we do wanna turn this into an activation drill for our opposing hip flexors. So what I want you guys to do is you're gonna be laying on your back, you're gonna pull your one knee into your chest while keeping the other leg in the air, just like that, squeezing the glute as hard as you can on that side. Now if you can't keep the leg in the air, that's fine, you can let it rest on the ground, but it will make this drill a bit more effective just so we get that activation. And 10, and switch, and as you switch, just keep everything in the air. Grab that knee, pull it into your chest, other legs in the air. Now when we're in this position, we can also pull the knee out and up, in and up, and just try to find what's bugging you and just get a good stretch on there. Okay, and switch back again, keeping that opposite leg in the air, squeezing the glute, just pulling that knee in, pulling it out a bit, pulling up. And good, switch back one more time. That nice stretch through there. You should feel this through the front of the hip. And good. All right, guys. So the last thing we're gonna do, and I highly recommend you doing this with every mobility session you do, is we're just gonna hold the bottom position of a squat for a 15 count. It's gonna be super easy, and what that's gonna do is just open up the hips and see where you're at, and the squat is always a good gauge of where you're tight. So if you feel something in the bottom of your squat, that's an area that you need to address. So all I want you to do is just stand about shoulder width apart, hands out in front, and I just want you to squat down. We're just gonna squat down 2 times for a 15 count. So core nice and braced, squeeze the glutes, squat down and just hold that. And just play with that position a bit. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15, and back up. Take a few seconds. And what I want you to do is when you're in that bottom position, play around a bit, move your knees around a bit, shift yourself front and back. And we're just looking to see if there's any tightness that we're unaware of. So same thing, get that nice shoulder width apart, keep the core tight. And what we want to do is just make sure core stays nice and neutral the whole time. So I'm going to squat down, squeeze the glutes, and we're just going to hold that again for a 15 count. Remember, shift around a bit. 13, 14, and 15. Perfect. And that's it. So what I want you guys to remember is when we are sitting a lot, what's going to happen is our psoas especially is going to get jacked up, and we're going to start getting a lot of lower back pain from the front of the hip. And what also is going to happen is our glutes are going to start shutting off. So the great thing about doing mobility drills that activate first before we stretch is we're going to address the movements that are probably being weakened from what we're doing day to day. I hope this video helped you guys out. Just make sure, if you haven't already subscribed, hit that like button. And if you have any questions, drop it in the comments. And until next time, I'm out.